Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to Sandy's Library. I'm Sandy, and we're back today to do another reading for Twin Flames and Separation. So let's go ahead and get started and play our little Scrabble letter game and see if we can find out who we might be talking to in the collective today. I just want to say real quick, if you've never watched one of my videos, might be a good idea to check the description. But anyway, we have a C and a B. A C and a B. So if you can relate to that, first, middle, last initial, perhaps a geographic location, there may be a message here for you. If not, wouldn't worry too much about it. It's a pretty big collective, or pretty big group in the collective that we're going to be talking to. So, we have our divine feminine and our divine masculine energies, and one message from Spirit. We're going to supplement these with our in-house oracle decks. And I just want to mention real quick that when I say divine masculine and divine feminine, I'm not talking about male or female or gender. It's just energy. I'm a divine feminine, so don't get caught up in the pronouns I use. But Spirit's message to kick the reading off is take a risk. If the outcome isn't what you expected, you're still experiencing and growing toward enlightenment. Embrace your destiny. That's some pretty heavy shit to throw at us already. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what's up with the divine masculine. And we're using the Gilded Tarot for the divine masculine. And we use the Everyday Witch for the divine feminine. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Six of Swords. Okay, so my guides are giving me the astrological energies of Cancer, Pisces, and Capricorn. And guys, we are talking to a divine masculine who's been putting a whole lot of effort and energy into reassessing his life. He's been taking stock in all that he's accumulated. And I get the feeling that he's trying to convince himself that all of these pentacles here are enough. And I don't mean enough pentacles. I mean enough. Period. Because look, he's also reflecting back on what he's missed out on too. I mean, there are so many cups here, and they're filled with the stuff that makes a 3D incarnation happy, fun, and enjoyable, know what I mean? But most of them are and will forever remain out of reach for our divine masculine here. I'm getting that lately this divine masculine has been fixated on where his chosen path did not lead him. Yeah. And now he's wrapped up in his folly. He's telling me that he chose wrong in the past. And now he wishes that he had followed his heart. Yeah, there's that hindsight shit again. And you know, if only the human body came pre-equipped with hindsight, we'd all be in business then, wouldn't we? But look here. At first glance, to me this card looks ominous, but my guides and I, we like to call this card, May the Source Be With You. You see how calm these waters are here? And how the moon in the background is actually lighting the way. See how it's shining down on these tranquil waters here. This divine masculine spirit guides are with him, and they're attempting to lead him forward into these more peaceful waters of awakening. And, well, yeah, he has awakened to this much. You, divine feminine, are the one that got away. Still doesn't mean he's going to do anything about it, though. It just means that he's aware of it now. And I know it may not seem like it, but Wilbeth is telling me that that's progress. Okay, so divine masculine, is there anything that you want to say to your divine feminine here in the 3D? Anything at all? We'll relay a message. I'm having some trouble with the muscles in my hand today, guys. Sorry. So my shuffling may not go too well, but my muscles are really hurting me today. But we will soldier on. Yes, we will. So, divine masculine. There you go. Now you saw how painful that was for me to shuffle these damn cards. So, why don't you give us a good message or two for your divine feminine? He says, can we change the rules, or are we just a couple of fools? Well, I don't know. Depends on where you are. 3D or 5D. He says, you broke my heart when you went away. And the question that comes into my mind most, y'all, is, which time? One more from this deck. Maybe I'm secretly wishing that you'd appear from out of nowhere. Yeah, I feel like that could be honest right there. I feel like that might be one of the first truthful things Daddy's told us. Let's see. But that was our in-house, all of our oracle decks are in-house. That was Crazy for You, based on the first book I ever wrote, Crazy for You. Has a bit more tumultuous energy. This deck right here is based on the last book that I ever wrote, If I Had Married You, as more of a wishful thinking sort of energy. So, I told y'all I'm having trouble shuffling today. Shit. We're going to see what I want us to pull out of this deck to say to his divine feminine. The day you left, that was the worst day of my life. Well, he's telling me that this was not this was not the first or true and real thing he said when he said, you know, that was his last message. Maybe I'm secretly wishing that you'd appear from out of nowhere. But before that, at some point, he had said, You broke my heart when you went away, right? And I insinuated that that was insincere. So, the first card that he wants to pull out of this deck is the day you left. That's the worst day of my life. And y'all know what? I'm still asking, which time? I know I want you to explain to us which time you're talking about. Because now I'm feeling like there was more than one time. And I'm not entirely sure that she left first. I don't know. We'll see when we talk to her. He says the only thing missing in my life is you. Yeah, well, he sees it now, don't he? He says, even today, I still pull your picture out and gaze at it longingly. Yeah. You know, it's one of those times when I'm feeling like you might be feeling things a little more than you did before. You know, now you may be a little more than you did before. But y'all know, there is still something that's holding him back. I mean, there's a reason why so many of these cups right here, can y'all still see these? Yeah, I think so. But there's a reason why so many of these cups here are out of reach. And why, let me get her up there close to you, see her. There's a reason why there's this somber look on her face in this card, even though she's surrounded by a tree that grows pinnacles. I mean, and there's got to be a reason why this divine masculine needs his spirit guides so badly. There's got to be a reason why, y'all, beyond what he's telling us. Which is basically a load of nothing beyond how he feels about this situation. Yeah. The only real accuracy that we got out of this at all was what my spirit guides told me. So, let's see what the Divine Feminine is up to, and we'll see if we can get some answers. You know, I feel like we might get better answers from her than him. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups and the 5 of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Yep. Thank you, Divine Feminine. I knew there was more to this story than the Divine Masculine over here was letting on. But before I get into her energy, I just want to say that my guides are telling me the astrological energies of Libra, Taurus, and Scorpio. Okay? And I'm starting to feel like this is a specific message for twins who've been in contact within, say, the last year. But I feel like the contact has stopped. And let me just be clear. What contact there was minimal. Like texting, emails, phone calls, stuff like that. But I feel like the Divine Masculine wasn't, or didn't come across as sincere. The Divine Feminine is telling me that she felt like some sort of diversion for the Divine Masculine. She says that his interest in her was nothing but a mechanism to infuse excitement. Sorry guys, I trip over words. That's just one of the things I trip over there, and I'm sorry. But she's just saying that it was just a way for him to infuse excitement into his otherwise dull and dreary existence. He says, the divine masculine had the opportunity to acquire and keep all that he longs for now. He had ample opportunity. She says they had the chance to have this perfect union that's represented in this Ten of Cups energy. But the divine masculine blew it all away. And now he just wants to give the divine feminine a little bitty piece of him, just a little sliver. You know, I'm sorry to say, y'all, but a small piece of him is all that is available to give at this point. This divine masculine right here has parceled and pieced himself out to too many people during his separation from his divine feminine. And that's where his trouble starts. Because this divine feminine is not willing to accept just a piece of her divine masculine. And you know what? I don't blame her. So, right now, she's residing in this Queen of Swords energy over here when it comes to her divine masculine. She's not willing to settle. And I don't know how you can find fault with her for that. I just don't. Nobody should ever have to settle, okay? And my guides, they want us to know we have to figure out what we're willing to settle for. Which, incidentally, my guides say should be nothing. They say we should not have to settle, period. Not when it comes to our divine masculine. Your twin is not ready for union until they can give you all of them, including making the union the focal point of their life. Now, I'm not saying it has to be the only point to their life, and it shouldn't be, but you do need to be at the center of it. And just so we're clear, you know, that door swings both ways. So, if your connection to your divine counterpart or twin flame doesn't make you feel like this, and just to be clear, my guides call this the perfect union card. And your perfect union doesn't have to look like that. What your perfect union looks like is up to you. This is just letting you know that's what you should expect, okay? So, if the connection doesn't make you feel like this Ten of Cups energy, then you're settling. I'm just saying. Because anything less will bring you down into this conflict and chaos energy that we have right here. And, you know, I don't even like to touch that card. Because, you know, once you dip down into this energy, if you stay there too long, you can't help but emerge as the Queen of Swords. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Queen of Swords. Sometimes it's necessary, but you don't want to get it this way, okay? Hey, y'all, I embrace my Queen of Swords energy. Yes, I do. People piss me off. I love bringing her out. My whole thing is be careful what you wish for. You want to see her? Nah, you're going to see her. And you know what's great about being in the Queen of Swords energy? Besides acquiring this sharp, quick-witted turn, y'all know what's great about it? You have no problems demanding to be treated like the queen you are. Read them up. Local floozy. I mean, I like my Queen of Swords energy. Yes, I do. So anyways, enough about me, and let's get back to these two. Divine Feminine. We get that this is what you're willing to settle for, and that's the way it should be. So, you want to send him a message? Want to send your divine masculine a message? Turn 3D. I mean, there is something that's holding him back. And please, divine masculine, don't tell me it's because she's acquired this Queen of Swords energy. Hey, whatever she says to you, you know you deserve it. Yes, you do. You know you deserve it. It's one thing for the karmic to be residing in the Queen of Swords energy, and it's completely another for the Divine Feminine to be residing. Just saying. Okay, so let's see. What does she want to tell him? I had to go away. It was for my own good. And she is not being evasive about that either. She says, the second time. She also says, if I asked you, would you meet me tonight for old time's sake? Yeah. So she's telling him, yes, this, but she's saying it was the second time. She's not claiming ownership of the first split. It's just this most recent one. Because remember, I said that they had been in contact, probably within the last year, but the contact had stopped. She stopped it. And she said she had to go away for her own good. And it's got something to do with the way you made her feel. She says, no matter how hard I try, I can't get you off my mind. So, yeah. I think we're going to move on over to the If I Married You. That's the one that she wants to go to. So, we're going to give her that opportunity. Yes, we are. We are going to give her the opportunity to send him a message here in the 3D. Okay. She says, I liked the way you took care of me, and I wanted it to continue. She says, I feel your energy reaching across time and space to soothe my soul. She says, my heart is shattered into a bazillion little pieces over our breakup. Y'all know what? The Divine Feminine before I turned her cards over, I was having a little trouble putting my confidence and all that the Divine Masculine was saying, right? Well, I'm getting that same energy from the Divine Feminine. She's having a little trouble believing him. She's talking to me about that, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, I want to give him the opportunity to have a little conversation in 3D for us, so that I can get my part out of this. I like to eavesdrop. So, divine masculine, what do you say? He says, I wish I knew then what I know now. Yep, there we go with that hindsight shit again. She says, maybe you can't tell, but I'm secretly heartbroken. Yeah, and I believe that. I believe that people have a hard time knowing that she's actually heartbroken. Because, you know, that's another great thing about the Queen of Swords energy is nobody knows what's inside you. Because you don't let them see it. He says, please forgive me. She says, he says, please forgive me. And she says, I want to forgive you. She does want to forgive you. Divine Feminine, you got something? She says, I'll confess, I don't ever want you to forget what you cost us. What do you say, Divine Masculine? He says, every time I think about you, I always end up smiling. Man, I just really feel like there is so much feeling here from both of these two. He says, your beauty still mesmerizes me. And she said, my emotions are in a free fall right now. She also says that that is why she had to break off contact, because she couldn't control her emotions around the Divine Masculine. So she had to break off the contact. Yeah, I just don't feel like the Divine Masculine is, you know, I feel like he is realizing the Divine Feminine's worth to him just a little too late from where she's sitting. Because, I mean, you know, she's been talking to me for the last few minutes, and basically what she's been telling me is that she has absolutely no intentions of letting him point her down a path again that he has no plans to travel down with her. And that's basically what she's been talking to me about the last few minutes, and that's why she's going to stay in this Queen of Swords energy until he does something to prove it. You know, Divine Masculine, I feel like you're going to have to do more than talk the talk. You're going to have to walk the walk. Or you're going to spend the rest of your days, excuse me, right here, wrapped up in this, you know, you're just wishing, regretting what you don't have. And, you know, if you don't figure out how to walk the walk instead of just talking the talk, you're going to sit in that energy for the rest of your days. And, you know, it's not that great to sit in that. I had a card just jump out of the deck into my lap. I'm going to spread these and we'll grab that one. Joey and Grace wanted to pop this out. They say, the Divine Masculine will never be free of his demons until the Divine Feminine faces her fears. Yeah. And the divine feminine's fears right now I'm getting are she's afraid of becoming, going back into that same old energy where she was, what did we say? She felt like she was a diversion to him, wasn't that it? Anyway, Will Beth says, until you change your thinking, you will always recycle your experiences. Divine Masculine, you need to really pay attention. And also, remember what they said at the beginning. Take a risk. If the outcome isn't what you expected, you're still experiencing and growing toward enlightenment. Embrace your destiny. Destiny. One more they say. Well, two. Okay. Okay. The Divine Masculine should be the guy who ruins your lipstick, not your mascara. And to let go is to grow. There we go. Well, you know, I'm still holding on to my mantra that he's going to need to walk the walk and not just talk the talk, you know, but only time is going to tell if that will happen. So, let's see if we can find out what's going to happen in the next year. How about that? We have our 13 charms, and we're going to put them in here, and we're going to hope I pull out a good one. We're going to hope I don't pull out that skull and crossbones. Yeah. Okay. Oh. I think this is for September. I'm pretty sure this is the one I gave myself. I'm not sure. I gotta look. I think it is. Yes. That is the one that I gave myself. So, I mean, y'all got a ways to go, but the one thing I want to say about that, for those who feel like next September seems really disheartening, I just want to say to you guys that if it's not until September, there's a reason for it. And it's got to do with you guys working together. Even though you're separated, you still got to work together so that you can, you know, both get into this energy of that perfect union. Okay? So, anyways, you know, use the time and use it wisely. Okay? So, well, I guess that about covers it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. Thank you for taking the time to view it. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as we upload a brand new reading every day. Wishing you love, peace, and happiness. Later, Gators.